watching this channel and get recommended a video called Frozen 3. Nani? My interest is piqued. How someone has re-uploaded the entirety of an animated motion picture that hasn't even began production is an amusing concept. The channel that made the video is known as Cartoon Incorporated. They don an avatar of what looks to be Elsa from Frozen, although she appears creepier than I remember.
Hello everybody, as someone who makes YouTube videos, I spend a whole lot of time watching YouTube videos. I know, it surprised me too. And when you spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos, you often find a YouTube creator that just sits really well with you. You may even consider them a favorite YouTuber. And I have a bunch of favorite YouTubers, right? But there's one in particular that just blew my mind when I first saw him. And if you have any idea what video you just clicked on, you'll know that it's MamaMax. In this video, we're going to briefly talk about MamaMax's history on YouTube, what makes his videos so unique, and I'm going to show you my attempt at making my very own MamaMax video. Stick around, my dudes, this one should be a lot of fun. History. So MamaMax started making videos in 2016 with his series called Life Sucks. Basically, in that series, he would deeply analyze a topic that he personally, or people in general, had trouble dealing with. He talked a lot about the subject at hand, whether it's mosquitoes or loneliness, and after a few minutes of complaining, he offers some really good advice about how to deal with whatever you might be dealing with. Life Sucks is a really bingeable series, and even though he stopped making them, I highly recommend checking them out. And for the record, there will be a link in the description to MamaMax's channel, so yeah. Then in 2018, he started making videos about video games, and it was around that time that he implemented that sweet, classic MamaMax voiceover that we all now know and love.
Now our story begins with me trying to watch some secondhand, illegally re-uploaded cartoons on YouTube, because I couldn't find the specific episodes I was looking for anywhere else, so please don't judge me.
However, it wasn't until 2019 that he found a niche talking about scary, maybe haunted video games that you're not meant to play, could get you in some trouble, that kind of thing. And since the internet is obsessed with scary stuff, a noticeable amount of the internet became obsessed with MamaMax, and for good reason. His content was at an all-time high. But then, in 2020, he uploaded a video called I Found Predators on YouTube. This is what I did to them. Now, this was my first impression with MamaMax, and as far as first impressions go, this one was pretty good. As you might expect, the video was about his experience with finding child predators on YouTube and making the effort to get them arrested. The concept isn't exactly anything new to YouTube, because people have been hunting predators for years, but none of the ones that I've seen have come close to the amount of action packed into MamaMax's one. He packs his videos with B-roll, insane visual effects, well-paced editing, multiple camera angles, immersive sound design and music, and of course, that sweet MamaMax voiceover. That video now sits at just under 1.5 million views, so just like most other YouTube creators would, he followed it up with 2 more predator hunting videos, each one miles better than the last. You could also kind of consider his one battling with YouTube to be one too, since it's made to the same standards and quality. History. In a website filled with so many great videos and creators, you have to make more than slightly unique content to stand out. Some YouTubers keep that in mind in every single video, and some have not figured that out yet. And look, I know I said Kark was the most unique YouTuber, but you guys know I gotta say stuff like that to make the algorithm happy, okay? Thank you for understanding. Now, I truly believe that MamaMax is making the most innovative and unique videos on YouTube, and the reason for that is just the sheer amount of suspense he packs into every single one. This might not be for everyone, but for me at least, whenever I click on a MamaMax video, I just know to close the curtains, get a drink of something, sit down, go into full screen mode, and enjoy the thrill ride that is the video that I just clicked on. So how does he build this much suspense in each one of his videos? Well, the purpose of this video is to find out, so let's do that. On YouTube, with the exception of short films and illegally re-uploaded movies, barely any videos have a genre or a running theme throughout the video. The reason being, YouTube videos kind of already are a genre within themselves, and I think it's probably one of my favorite genres, which might explain why Earth to Echo, a found footage film in the style of a YouTube video, is my favorite movie ever. I know that was a really long tangent, I'm sorry, but the point is, MamaMax's videos do have a genre. Horror. And this is pretty obvious when watching his videos, so when you click on it, you feel a tiny bit less like you're watching a YouTube video and more like you're watching just a normal horror movie. This doesn't exactly add suspense, I know, but when you're watching a horror movie, you're anticipating suspense, and when you're anticipating something, it's much more prominent when you finally receive it. Another way Max builds suspense is with his use of montages. There are 2 kinds of montages that he usually uses: build-ups and climaxes. However, they both follow the same kind of format. Max says or does something that is very important for the video, then he uses the montage to emphasize or kind of just reinforce what he said or what's happening.
No biggie though. I'm about to do it for you.
Since he does just about all of his predator hunting over the internet, he fills his montages with dramatic visualizations of what's happening. I think it's also worth noting that the music he uses is from a really good composer called Oddscure, and I think it works really well with Max's videos. The last main way that he builds suspense is with his word choice and vocabulary. Using similes, metaphors, and exaggeration where appropriate, he builds the illusion that a lot more is happening than actually is. That's not me saying that what actually happens isn't exciting, it is. But when you tell your audience something that's already shocking or exciting, then amplify it with metaphors and similes, it can make whatever you're saying that extra bit more immersive. If you combine that with his dark voiceovers, he could be reading The Very Hungry Caterpillar and I'd be on the edge of my seat. But seriously though, when I was watching his new video, I couldn't stop smiling with excitement. That's the effect that good storytelling can have on people. Another huge factor in Max's videos is the way that they look. There's probably upwards of 50 shots in his new video that would make a cool screensaver. His videos have a really vibrant yet dark, distorted, eerie, maybe sci-fi aesthetic to them, and yes, I used that word right. Don't even I say my words right. Let's start with contrast. The way Max uses contrast plays a huge role in how cinematic his videos look, seeing as most movies these days try to have as much contrast as possible without completely deep frying the image. And since he uses a minimal color palette in most of his shots, he's able to crank the contrast pretty high, making the brighter colors practically glowing and the darker ones completely pitch black. Or at least that's what I assume. Maybe his contrast is all natural and I've just been caught red-handed lying to my beautiful subscribers. Max, if you're watching this, please let us know if you color grade your videos. Also, I'm a huge fan. The last main thing I can think of that really complements his aesthetic is his use of lighting. He uses strobe lighting, natural lighting, colored lighting, and probably a bunch of other kinds of lighting. And I know I keep fanboying over his new video, but in that video, he uses a projector to not only light himself, but to show what's happening on the computer in a way more interesting way than just screen recordings. And by switching up all the techniques that I've just mentioned, he creates a visual masterpiece that's impossible to click off of. The last thing I'll show you before going over my attempt at a MamaMax video is his storytelling method. Now, I didn't even think about this until my dad mentioned that videos that have a narrative probably hold our attention better than videos that don't. Dad reveal.
Hello, this is JCam's Dad Reveal. My name's Tom, and I'm JCam's dad. How's that?
Yeah,
Too emotional?
Sounds believable. Just about all narratives, whether it's a book or a movie, follow a writing structure called the hero's journey. Basically, it's a story structure that consists of a protagonist setting out to do something, facing conflict while trying to do it, and coming back stronger in some way from the experience. We can apply this to Max's videos in the sense that he goes out to catch pedos, faces the conflict of not being able to catch them, catches them, and then gains safety for the would-be victims that were going to be affected by the pedos. Anyway, here's my attempt at making a MamaMax video. Enjoy.
Today, I will be tracking down an anonymous YouTube cyberbully who goes by One Cool Dude. On the 3rd of October 2020, I was playing some Roblox with my boys when I got a notification that damn near broke my heart. Video is bad. Lol. Oh, so you think my videos are bad? Let's have a look at yours, shall we? Oh, that's right. You don't have any. That means the entire existence of your YouTube account is to rain hatred over videos without having the slightest clue as to the amount of effort we put into them. It's cool though. I know that you're gonna get what you deserve eventually. But what you don't know is that the wait is over. After removing my arm from the hole that I just punched in the wall, I found myself at One Cool Dude's About page, where he asks that we follow him on Instagram. You know what? I think I just might. One Cool Dude 203. Live life fun. Please follow me and spread positivity. My goodness, I didn't think I was dealing with an intelligent or anything, but a meaningless quote repost account. My disappointment had peaked. They have 2 posts.
Take your broken heart, turn it into art. Sorry I'm late, I didn't want to come. The first one is just nice sounding gibberish, but as for the second one, that's obviously a stolen lyric from my favorite song, Lotus Eater by Foster the People. Last thing to mention, they say they're a product/service. Oh yeah, you're sure gonna be the product of my revenge and need some service when I'm done with you. I'm sorry, I wrote this script late at night and that's the best I could come up with. First things first, I send the guy a direct message simply asking for an apology. Should he comply, we both go our separate ways. But as I predicted, he unknowingly chose the hard way. I sent him a file claiming that it's a list of his bank transactions. Curious, and obviously worried, he downloads the file to see if I'm lying. I'm in. Of course I didn't have any of his banking transactions, but what I do have is full remote access to his device. The file I gave him was a backdoor Trojan horse, which is a type of malware that lets someone remotely control your computer. I got this guy under my full surveillance, and for this exact reason, don't you ever download a file that you aren't 100% knowledgeable about. I told the guy exactly what I'd done to see if he was ready to be the bigger man here. He said he was surprised that I'd done all this over a silly little mean comment. I was surprised that he thought I was done. I made my way to his PayPal account and threatened to donate all of the money to charity, so even if he didn't bite, some good would still come out of it. I made it clear what would happen to him if he didn't apologize. He now has the choice whether or not to jump into the grave that I've dug for him. I checked my direct messages, and what do you know? He'd finally had enough. There's truly nothing sweeter than the taste of rightful victory, and he asked if he should delete the comment, and I told him not to. I'll let it be a lesson to any cyberboys out there. And that, kids, is why you don't say mean things.
So I think overall that was okay. I definitely referred back to the silhouette too often because I didn't have enough B-roll for all the shots. But yeah, I think it came pretty close to the aesthetic used in Max's videos. Maybe not necessarily the overall quality, but I think the aesthetic was there. In summary, MamaMax is my favorite YouTuber. He's doing a real good thing and he's making it look really cool at the same time. The end. Thank you so much for watching. I know it kind of feels like I say it a lot, but I appreciate each and every single one of you on a personal level. As always, I'll be replying to every single comment, and I also encourage you guys to comment on each other's comments so we can further establish this community, or cult, or JFam, if you will. Sorry this outro has been so long, sorry this video took so long, and I really do hope that you have a nice day.